Hello, I wanted to read you something. So, right now, you're not being asked to do more, you're being asked to see more clearly. A lot of you already know what needs to change. You've felt it, you've thought about it, you've circled around it, but you keep waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect feeling. That moment doesn't come. Clarity comes first, action follows after. Not because you're forced, but because you're finally honest. You don't need another sign, you don't need another message. If you're hearing this, it's because something in you already knows. The next step is simple. Stop negotiating with the version of you that wants to stay comfortable. Move anyway. Not aggressively, not perfectly, just honestly. And trust that life responds to honesty much faster than it responds to hesitation. Welcome, my name's Tyler. If you've seen me, welcome back. If this is your first time, you're here for a reason. Typically, these messages find you for a reason. So if something makes sense, something sticks with you, something resonates, let me know by liking and subscribing. Thank you so much. I love you guys. So, why are you hesitating? Why aren't you taking action? It's easier said than done, I understand. I'm also dealing with this perfectly. It's a perfect representation of what I'm also dealing with. And the answer is that because there's no rush. We don't really need to. There's no force. For me, that's the answer. I'm just living life through flow. I'm not putting in a lot of effort. I'm just seeing where it takes me. I'm in the lazy river, dude. I'm kicked back. I'm relaxing. And that's kind of where you're at too. And there's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't apologize for that. The world's so crazy. There's so much going on out there that everybody will try to make you feel bad for kind of just being like not so serious. You don't have to take everything so serious, and people might say you're crazy or that you're different or you're weird or you're naive or whatever thing they try to label you with. It doesn't matter. Firstly, because that's just a reflection of them. It's their. They see something in you that they can't be, they fear it, so they cast judgment and put a label on you when in reality that label doesn't make sense. It's just that they see you as something that they made up in their own mind and perception. It's not a reflection of you. It's literally just their own personal trauma and pattern. So once you know that, then you'll stop listening to other people's judgment and you'll start doing what you want anyways. And when you start doing what you want, life starts rewarding you. But that's whenever you're doing what you want and you're in a place of alignment and you're doing like good, you know? Because you don't have to be a good person. Like you can be aligned and be a terrible person. And like you could just be super aware and just be like, I literally don't care. I'm just gonna do whatever it takes. I'm just gonna use my knowledge and my information and my power to manipulate, right? And gain and steal and lie and cheat, and that's what a lot of people do. But if you're on a different path, if you're on a path of light and love and high frequency and trust and faith, it's a much different path of living, and nothing's permanent. You can change. You can go through periods of ego and periods of, you know, that side of things, and it's good for you. It'll push you. It'll help you grow. It's cool to learn, but I don't think it's a place to stay forever. Um, and I don't think it's a place that's necessary to really go ever, unless you want to. But what do we do? What do we do with clarity? You know what to do. What do you want to do? Hmm? That thing that's been repeating in your mind recently, the thing that you somehow always circle back to whenever things get crazy, things get chaotic, when you feel like you want to run away, that thing that you think of, whatever that is, pursue that. That's my recommendation. Try to find a way to get to there because in the darkest of times, I mean, if you're really thinking of something, it's typically going to be the light, right? And if it lights you up, even if it's permanent or not, and it's good for you or not, it's something to at least chase. And sometimes you need that chase, that drive to get you out of a rut. Eventually, you want to get to a place where you're not chasing. You're kind of just flowing. But it's stages of life. You don't have to. You're not going to be able to solve everything in a day. You can't conquer everything in a day, and you shouldn't beat yourself up for that. The present reality that you're living is a reflection of the choices you made every day 6 months ago. So think about what 6 months from now will be if you make the right decisions today. You're preparing yourself for a more fulfilled life, a better way of life, right? Um, like if you told yourself 6 months ago you're going to start going to the gym 3 times a week and just watching what you eat and cutting out soda, like just the simple things, the simple changes that would make 90% of your health better. Um, Something so simple. But if you said that you're going to do that 6 months ago and you started doing it 6 months ago and you look at yourself now, you would be a completely different person. Completely different person. If you cut out soda, started exercising 3 times a week in the gym consistently, and you cleaned up your eating, like you cut out most of the bullshit. I'm not saying 100% perfect. You don't have to be disciplined 100%. 100% is boring. It's not fun. Aim for 95, aim for 90, aim for 70 sometimes. Who cares? It's life, dude. We're supposed to fuck up. We're supposed to have fun. We're supposed to learn. It doesn't need to be so serious all the time. But what you're doing right now, and what I'm also doing, is not a place that we could be forever. We've got to take the leap of faith. We've got to jump. We've got to go. We got to move forward, okay? So, now that you know, and now that you know, everyone knows, the world knows, the universe knows, and you're being called out on it, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to live the same repeated loops over and over and over? Or are you going to actively work on healing and living a fulfilled life and becoming the best version of yourself? Mending, you know, mending relationships, mending wounds, healing yourself, healing others. And then, once you do that, you don't have to really worry about anything. You can kind of just get to a place of peace and calm, and you don't owe anybody anything. You don't have any kind of like expectations. That's the good thing about me and my relationships is everyone in my life that knows me and I allow access to me knows that there's no expectation ever. Like, don't place an expectation or a weight on me, or I'm just not going to be in your life, because that's kind of how I am. I just flow, right? Like, obviously, if we make plans and we make an agreement, that's different, right? But if you just like randomly place expectations on me to do something or be a certain type of way because that's just how you feel, that's not something I cater to with friendships, really. uh, in a relationship, I used to do that. I'll help and I'll teach people and I'll guide other people, but definitely not in like friendships. Like if you're my friend, you're my inner circle. You're close to me. That means you're disciplined. It means you have drive. You have ambition. Like you want to make money for starters. You want to take care of your body. You want to build yourself consciously, spiritually. You want to push yourself, in every aspect. You're also just a good person. You know, I'll choose a naturally good person, like somebody who's just a naturally good person, over somebody who's only good to me 100% of the time. Because a person who's only good to you and they're a piece of shit to other people, they're only being good to you right now, but they're going to be a piece of shit to you eventually, and it's just setting yourself up for failure. But a good person's a good person no matter what. So whether they're tired, they're going through something, they're angry, they're upset, they're stressed, they're worried, whatever they're going through, they're still going to be a good person. So if you surround yourself with that type of energy and those people, then you're always going to be in a state of good. Um, yeah, honestly, guys. Let's get a tarot card. I really do like tarot. It's such an easy way to like just see simple patterns and representation, and it always connects. So what we just talked about. That's what we got. High Priestess, core meaning, intuition, inner knowing, quiet truth, spiritual awareness. Message: you already know, not logically but internally. This card shows up when you've been asking for answers, but the answer is already inside you. Before I continue, every answer is inside of you. If you need to figure out anything, the first place that you should search for it is inside of yourself. And if you're like, Tyler, what are you talking about? You're insane. What do you mean inside myself? You don't understand? I'll tell you. But if you do understand, shout out to you. Love you. Um, you can go inside, do the inner work, right? So follow the thoughts. Whenever you think something, You can be like aware of it. Be like, oh, wait, why did I think that? Why did my brain say this whenever this happened? And then you start just following it. And that's how you figure out anything, right? But, anyways, dude, um, you have all the knowledge inside of you. It's literally every single thing that you can think of is inside of you. You're not going to ever get it out there. You can get confirmations out there and see things that, confirm it and whatever, but like, always ask yourself first. That's how you connect. That's what praying is. That's how you connect to God. You meditate. You go inside, you slow down, and you get to a point to where there's nothing. You're just in a place of nothing and everything. And everything just comes to you and flows, and you don't attach to anything, any of the thoughts in your head. You just let them all flow pass you by like a cloud. That's what meditation is. And if you've never tried it, that's the highest recommendation I would give anybody, any person that I come across. I will recommend that too. Meditate. I've been doing it since 2019. It's the best thing ever. It's a great way to figure out anything, any problem you have. And whenever you do that, then you have less stress. Whenever you have less stress, you are just happier. You have higher energy. Whenever you're happier, you have higher energy. You perform better. You make more money. You're more confident. You talk to people better. You just live a better fulfilled life. You see how it's all attached, but it all starts with, you know, you just haven't fully trusted it yet, right? You haven't fully trusted your awareness, your clarity, and that's why you're staying where you're at. That's why you're stagnant. The High Priestess isn't loud. She doesn't force. She waits and observes. It's exactly what I said my energy is. It's exactly how I described it. I said I'm literally just flowing. I'm in a lazy river. I'm not doing anything through force. I'm just flowing. Um, and if you're in that energy, I know you know how good it is, dude. It's so great, dude. Life is so. I want to take this seriously, genuinely. There's so much negativity and hate and anger out there. I want to take a moment to just be truly, truly grateful for life. Like, life really is great. And there's so much joy out there, and there's so much happiness, and so much passion. And if you just allow yourself to just feel that excitement, it'll come back to you. Imagine you're a kid, dude. Just think about how you would feel if you woke up right now and it was a mildew morning, right? It was nice and cool, the sun was coming up, and then you were going on a field trip to a water park, right? You're so excited, right? You pack your lunch, you go to school, you get on the bus, you're going, right? You're so excited and you're in the moment. Nothing else matters. You're right there. Do that now as an adult and just allow yourself to fully embrace and not care and just stop worrying. Be excited for something. Allow life to surprise you and show up. Allow miracles to come. Allow them to lighten you up and awaken you. Seriously, like it's so simple. I needed you guys to hear that because you don't need to have everything to be in a place of complete like contentment and fulfillment. So, uh, love you guys for real. This is about slowing down, listening instead of searching, trusting subtle feelings over external noise. Stop consuming. You need to you need to create. If anything, that's going to help you. That's the best outlet that you could ever do is create. So, write for starters. Like I write pretty much every day. Make content like this, talk, speak, find a friend, call somebody, have deep conversation, open up, trust, find a stranger, meet, it doesn't matter. Like, if you play video games, dude, find your circle of people and just like open up and like be chill and just get your ideas out there and create and be, but don't seclude, don't box yourself in. You don't want to be alone. You don't need to isolate. That period's over. You need to let that go. You need to move on from that. You need to be more open. You need to open up your heart. You need to be, you know that's how that's what's calling to you, right? That's what you already know deep down. So take that as a confirmation. If you've been searching for a sign telling you that something's right and that you need to do it and you need to take the leap, take the leap. And the number one rule, right, in this scenario, the number one rule, once you do something, just do it. Don't look back. You take the leap, you embrace it, you take everything with it, the pain, the failures, the heartbreak, the loss, you take everything, the wisdom, And if none of that happens, then you just succeed and you just get everything. So no matter what, you're winning. If you just have that outlook and you never look back and you never want to regress, you never worry, you never regret, you're always going to be fulfilled and happy. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Thank you so much. You're free to subscribe. Have a great life. Love you guys.